And we got a lot to talk about,
man. Let's get to it.
We Antonio Brown,
man.
The NFL looking like the WWF right now.
This nigga here, man. You talking about what he did a he did a face though. He was a heel.
He did a heel. You know, he did a baby. I would never call him a baby.
He was a neutral. He was neutral.
He was like a Chris Jericho.
Yeah, he was neutral. Then he went heel. Then he went face. Then he went heel.
He was supposed to go face, going to the Raiders when he first got there.
Yeah. He was supposed to be kind of,
rejuvenated. Bless my family. Bless the team.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then he got ostracized, and then you see the new shit with
She finna get married next week. She just wants some money for her honeymoon. Bro.
But it's over now. Footage that came out of her and him laying all in bed and stuff, hugging and talking, having fun. Sure don't look like rape. Sure don't look like rape.
Back to that regularly scheduled program.
Right. He finna go back to work. He probably at work right now.
Yeah,
Cause ain't he staying with Brady?
Yes, he is. And they say you can stay with me until you get on your feet. Like you don't have enough money to get you a mansion the day you get here, but you got to relocate your agent. Got to make sure you straight and all that. So I get the minutia of all that. I don't even
think it's that. I think it's
that chemistry.
Yep. Hey, where you head at? Kick it with me a few days. Matter of fact, don't buy no house right now. Keep that money in your pocket. Just stay with your boy right now. Let's
Tom Brady, man. He'll be bigger than Thanos, right? If he gets a 7th ring. Thanos should be scared of him.
You know what it is? Tom Brady is pissed off because of that perfect run getting ruined way back in the day with Eli Manning. And he may not have Randy Moss, but he got Antonio Brown. Now I'm not saying he's the same. I'm not saying that.
It's damn near close.
But he may not be the Captain Marvel, but he damn sure is a Luke Cage. Well, I won't even disrespect him like that.
That's too like he up there.
Yeah, he they damn sure got, let's say, fucking. I was gonna say Hawkeye, but that's still a downgrade.
Captain Marvel, you might.
Nova. He just got him a Nova.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say Adam Warlock for a quick second.
That's OP. I feel like that's a little bit. That's a little bit over.
Randy Moss is Adam Warlock.
Yeah, so
you can't take Randy Moss off the board like that, bro. This the same Randy Moss who played high school ball with Jason Williams and won championships.
Exactly.
Who could have went the other way if he wanted to.
Nigga's just an athlete. Like his resume could just say his name and phone number.
Yeah.
And he'd get a job.
Yeah, right. Come on, man.
I'm Randy Moss. He coming out with braids.
I mean, that's the best Randy Moss.
Right. If he's not braided, I don't want him.
Yeah. We got a lot, man. Let's get week 1 pulled up and we can
Let's do it. Come on.
Get week 1 pulled up. Discuss these games lightly, even though
I'm hurting, man. I'm hurt. To those of you that don't know, Goldie, may she rest in peace, struck by lightning.
That's the limited edition.
Limited edition, Trey.
Yeah,
that was the sole purpose of me buying that thing. Yeah, that was X amount of these created.
The only time I seen that was out of the Taco Bell advertisement. So
that thing gone, cuz. I ain't even had that thing. No, I take that back. I wasn't gonna say I ain't have it 2 years. I had it about 2 years. I don't know what it is about PlayStations, bro. They always get.
You got to connect it to a surge protector, right?
Yeah, it ain't even that, bro. It's the HDMI plug. The HDMI plug connected to the TV. This is what happened. The surge came through the surge protector. It was fine. It regulated it, but it went to the TV. The TV couldn't handle it. Kicked it out back to the PlayStation. PlayStation motherboard from the HDMI is fried. Dude said, I can get it repaired, but it's going to cost right around $300. That's the cost of a PlayStation 3, bro.
I ask you this here. How much storage does a Goldie have?
Goldie has a terabyte. Mm-hmm.
I would go through. I would get it fixed because it's limited. If this was just like a regular PS4 Pro, then I'd take my ass to Walmart. But because it's limited, and I'm I'll say I'm materialistic when it comes to limited edition stuff. I try to, I herald myself on that. Like, I have limited edition stuff. I would get it fixed. I see you having throw that which way.
Hell no. That be gonna be a big gold paperweight for a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
Man, look.
Yeah, but
what we looking at?
Week one of the NFL, ran by Roger Goodell, aka Vince McMahon. Okay, so we'll go down.
But he never says you're fired. But I'm gonna get into that later.
I mean, you're suspended. It's
Right.
it's the same. You're suspended. Deflate the balls. All that shit.
Digging the shirt, by the way. If y'all can't see what's going on, my man's rocking a Metallica right now.
Kill them all.
Matter of fact, that's
James
what I'm
Hetfield.
change.
James Hetfield, my boy. That's my guy.
I meant to bring us on live. Hold on.
Let's see where we at. Week 2 of 17. All right. Damn Google. Okay. So we start week 1 off with the Bears and the Packers, and what'd you call it? I mean, it was a game. A game was played, but was it eventful?
No.
Was Aaron Rodgers really? I'm never gonna discredit Aaron Rodgers because he's the type of person that'll shut me the fuck up the next day. So we ain't finna go through all that.
He's spiteful.
He is.
No.
It's him and Matt LaFleur
Yeah.
with his new head coach. Excuse me. Chiefs and Jaguars. Patrick Mahomes is trending to get back-to-back MVPs. And I don't even think he has Tyreek Hill right now.
He doesn't.
So
Yeah, he's injured.
I just don't want Andy Reid to do him like McNabb. McNabb had a lot of good quarterback qualities about himself, but he didn't let him be a quarterback in the biggest of games. McNabb should have just kind of did some play actions, but
He was a safe quarterback.
safe. So I'm not gonna put it all on Andy Reid, but with Patrick Mahomes, man, this guy is just something else. I'm not even trying to be biased. Like, he is something else, dude. Lamar Jackson looked like he coming for him too.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it's one game.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, this is like, you got to realize this is like first day of school. Of course you gonna be creased up, fit gonna be clean. You gonna be on best duty. Because all eyes are on you. Especially in this case, all eyes are on you. You got a high expectation. So, yeah, he did great. But let's see in these coming weeks. What does their schedule look like? Matter of fact.
Ooh, for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
We'll get in that.
Yeah.
Let's see what they got. All right. Who they look like? They have the Raiders tomorrow.
Now, that's gonna be interesting.
Is it? No, I don't know.
I think it is.
But John Gruden, knock on wood.
Gruden grinder.
Yeah, I don't know. They got the Raiders tomorrow. Derek Carr looked pretty decent in his first game.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that Kansas City is going to have trouble with them.
No, I don't think they're going.
Because I mean, they beat Jacksonville 26-40, and it hurts me to see Nick Foles go out. With his collar, he had a broken collarbone. Yeah. He's not out for the whole season, but still,
rough start.
I mean,
because that's what
we want to see you win, guy.
6-7 weeks.
Yeah, we want to see you win, guys. So it's not that. Half the time when I was playing Madden last night and I played against Jacksonville and I didn't even want to sack him. It was like, bro, you're Mr. Congeniality, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even want to sack.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
right.
Like I can't even deal with you, bro. Let's see where we at with that. Hold on. Get back into those standards. The Vikings and the Falcons game. Mm-hmm. I think people have already counted the Falcons out of the NFC South because they got beat by the Vikings, and it's not like the Vikings are a threat, but they still do have a really good defense.
That's what I was about to say. Don't get me wrong. Of all the teams in the NFL, me being a Saints fan, I actually hate the Falcons, but I only hate them because I know their capacity of greatness. they'll turn this around.
You know, my clairvoyance is something else because I talking to my pops, and we were saying I told him I needed Julio Jones to get his flowers while he could still smell them, meaning that check.
Right.
2 days later, that's that $66 million 3-year deal. I think 60 of it is guaranteed.
Yep, he deserves it.
He does. This is not one person.
He is your highlight reel.
Yeah, I say this with Julio Jones. Nothing bad. So if it's more or less the other team's lacking performance versus his, and eventually something will have to shake. I will say that the $66 million is a good thing, but I also feel that year 2 of this new contract, if something don't shake, I mean, you got to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but then fuck it, it's Tom Brady. But when you get to year 2, possibly year 3, because I think the potential 4th year, so many NFL players, NBA players are looking for trades now and orchestrating their own narrative.
Boy, the Dolphins talking about trades. But go ahead.
No, but that's. I've never seen a 53-man roster want to hop ship because they got blown out that bad.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's more than that, bro.
The coach sniffing coke.
Right. When you smell,
No pun.
they saw something. Right.
I think more or less
they knew in practice, bro.
I think 59-10, and I think Nick, we let Lamar Jackson run off on us, and he didn't even run. Mm-mm. You know, that's the running joke that he's a running back.
Nigga, you got wildcatted, and you're the wildcat. Like,
okay. We'll skip the game, the one I want to talk about, but we'll go back to the Dolphins and the Ravens because that's where we at. Because nobody cares about the Bills and the Jets. Boo. I mean, nobody cares about the Dolphins and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, like I said, it's just one game. I'm not crowning MVPs, but that, you know, perfect QBR rating, him and Dak Prescott that week. Fuck Dak Prescott. But I don't know. It was nice. It was really good to see him come out because I want to see Mark Jackson. I mean, not Mark Jackson. I want to see Lamar Jackson win. I want to see him. I want to see him be great. You know, replace Joe Flacco and at least get one. Because I mean, Joe Flacco is kind of like you squint and he may be an elite quarterback.
Right. He's all right.
Yeah, man.
Where's he at now? He's
I think he's still there.
I
think he's hovering around.
Is he? I thought Flacco was somewhere else.
Joe Flacco ain't making no noise.
Let's see.
Joe Flacco ain't making no noise. Since we in, quarterbacks.
Right.
Cam Newton is looking like a shell of himself while also looking like someone's grandmother.
Man, I respect his ability, but I've always questioned that man's fashion sense. It's
he's 0-2 right now, bro. He's 0-2, and with you being 0-2, your fashion sense is in the back seat. There's nothing that says you have injury. Troy Aikman has reported that he has not heard anything, and he's best friends with the head coach there. Right. So, I'm not quite sure if Cam Newton is going through an existential crisis.
I don't know, man. He's getting that Dennis Rodman.
He's getting close.
Yeah, it's scaring me, man.
He's getting really close. I
think he's
Von Miller hit him so hard back in the Super Bowl that he just
some shit
never
loose.
was the same.
I think he's one random spotting away from like a sex scandal allegation.
Don't put that on him.
I hate to say it, bro, but I'm wondering who the hell is he hanging with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no disrespect to him. I like Cam, even though he came from Auburn. I ain't even gonna say he came from Auburn. He came from some school in Texas.
That Auburn picked him up. But
right.
I saw the documentary.
Right.
He had to go to some junior colleges before he can get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave that alone. But homegrown my ass. But I digress. But I a lot of people are going off about it. I don't think it affects his capacity of an elite quarterback, because I still think he is.
He's out of the top 5 for me this year.
He's out?
He's out of the top 5 for me this year unless he shows me otherwise.
I think he will. Like I said, this is, like you said, week 1.
I mean, he's already in his second week now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's already in his second week. Right. So I mean, you know, they lost to the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
No,
and you want to talk about controversial quarterbacks?
You want to need a W?
Right.
You want to need this is a W.
Yeah.
There was a tweet that said that moment. It was at that moment Deshaun Jackson knew he had to get out. I
like that. I like that.
I mean, when you go back and look at that video, he really in the background, like, what the fuck, cuz?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we just going through. Do you feel that the performance of the Dallas Cowboys against the Giants and their lackluster defense was something that we'll be able to see each week, or was this just taking advantage of a poor secondary?
Yeah, I think it was taking advantage of spotting the weakness and exploiting it. Par for the course. I don't think they're spectacular. I'm gonna be honest with you. No disrespect to the Cowboys, and I was a Cowboy fan growing up. I'm not trying to sound like I'm.
No, you was a Cowboy and a Bulls fan in the
right.
90s. I mean, those were the dynasties.
Right.
And I mean, that's all you knew. I mean, half of us didn't know every football team until we actually got our first game of Madden.
Right.
So I get you.
Right.
I got you.
Niggas was like, what the fuck is an Oiler?
What? With Houston Oilers? Yeah.
But yeah.
you snapped with that one. You snapped with that one, man. I don't even want to talk about the Steelers and the Patriots.
Ooh, nigga.
That's the rape they need to investigate.
Bruh, I always think, like, how is Tomlin still here? Like, no offense, I love him. I love him I love to see my black man in position doing his thing. But sometimes, bro, some of these starts you be
Mike
like,
Tomlin got one ring with Roethlisberger. Didn't he?
Right.
Didn't Ben get that with Bill Parcells, the first one?
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
I want to say it's 75% yes.
Yes,
on that.
he got. I think he got that first one with Bill Parcells, because Ben got it in his second year when he came from Miami, Ohio. So I don't want to get Hurricanes fans mad at me saying, no, he ain't come from the U, bro. No. Big Ben came from Miami, Ohio, guys. So don't trip. But now we can get down to that boy Deshaun Jackson. He ain't lost a step, has he?
At all. That nigga's gonna be 67 years old and still doing some nigga stuff.
He ain't lost a step. Like, that was because that game was not televised on Fox. So you had to, watch it either through Hulu or get your updates. And true story. Like, I shit you not.
That shit was rated R.
What I was glad to see was the receiving core of Alshon and Deshaun actually be productive. I know that their chemistry, like, off the field, was good, but it fell right into place. It was like, shit. Did we become best friends? Because the first thing I was kind of on the fence about them working together. Not that it wouldn't be a good fit. It's just I know how both of their attitudes are. So it's kind of like real standoffish. Like, old dog, new tricks. I've been here before. This is my city before it was yours. And he was like, yeah, but I got the championship here. These are things I played out in my head. I was expecting off-season antics, fight, or something like that.
Locker room skirmish.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that the Eagles or they're not accustomed to it. Ergo Terrell Owens, which is still the greatest wide receiver of all time to fight me. But he fought. He tried to fight McNabb and Jeremiah Trotter, and walked in the quarterback room in the middle of a meeting saying, if you want something, you can get it too.
I'm with that type of shit, though.
Yeah,
like, especially when you're producing out there. It'd be one thing if you see. talk shit when it's due. Let's be real. No disrespect. Like we said, McNabb, I'm not going to say he's the GOAT. He's one of the great quarterbacks, I'll say. But like I said, he was too safe. Yeah. He was safe, though.
He was he was your Randall Cunningham.
That's throwback.
Well, Randall Cunningham wasn't safe. Randall Cunningham was a shit talker. They tried to label him as a running back, like Lamar Jackson, a lot like it. And he used to have the hats that looked just similar to this one I got on my head, but on the side it's like he's still scrambling, like just to kind of fuck with the crowd or the critics. And then he got injured and came back, and then instead of saying he's still scrambling, he's back scrambling. He opened the door for Mike Vick. Donovan McNabb can throw, and he had pretty decent speed to be a heavier quarterback. But he was safe. He was really safe. And I go back and I look at that season. You can put him in one of... I wouldn't say McNabb is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay. I agree with you.
I wouldn't say that. And it's not because... number 5 is number 5, but he'll get there. But there are other people who should be there before him.
I agree. I think his name is more prone to debate and understood why than other names. Like you said, like Terrell Owens. That niggas, I flip tables and shit over, stuff that.
Terrell Owens got stats that are, if not right next to Jerry Rice, the same as Jerry Rice. You can't say that about Donovan McNabb.
Right.
He has. I can say that. You can say he's broken the Eagles records, and that's fine. He'll go into the Eagles Hall of Fame, no problem. Like every team's individual Hall of Fame, he's there, first ballot. But if you talk about NFL Hall of Fame, like, I can't give him that narrative yet. He'll get it.
He'll get it off of respect because he carried himself so well. But like I said, if somebody was to debate me down, it'd be one of them conversations where I'd be like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I would say let him in, but I was like, no, he don't belong because look at these numbers. If you was to show me stats versus other cats, and I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. So, I hope he does for the culture, because he did put his all out there, but if he doesn't make it, I can't get mad,
Yeah, no, man. I can't take that. I can't let him have, like, bro, you're synonymous. You got a unanimous vote. No, guy.
Yeah, right.
Nah. Then Saints and the Texans, that was a game for
boy. You talking about from start to fucking finish?
Yeah.
Edge of your seat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this. Saints gonna have to tighten the fuck up, man. Too many mistakes. Way too many mistakes.
Well, I think a lot of that is detriment to any team, all teams not really having their starters get a lot of play. You should at least get a half of the last game of the preseason. If I'll say this, if you treated the last game of the preseason halfway like a regular game, then a lot of the rust on your stars, not just your starters, but your stars, the ones who you want to sit out and just wear your team t-shirt on the bench or wear your jersey with your sleeves rolled up, no pads, calling plays on the side, being mic'd up. If you get them, and that's with any team, if you suit up and play at least a half of each quarter, whether you get like 6 minutes in or you want to play the second half. I understand preseason is the most scariest thing on the planet. It is for a head coach, for a general manager, for an owner. if Ezekiel Elliott went out in preseason, then that means that you've all your hope gone.
Mm-hmm.
Even though his ass wasn't even finna come back no way. He was in Cabo working out, trying to get that deal, holding out. Jerry Jones is gonna give him that money. That's why I say like wrestling. It's like
it is. With the Ezekiel thing, man, a lot of people were upset. I wasn't, because I'm a firm believer. I'm not saying Ezekiel is the elitist of elites as far as his position.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, though. When you know what you're worth to a company and you know how deep your owner's pockets is, when that nigga can just suspend a big dumbass TV over the field,
right,
and you feel that you added some leg room to his franchise, fuck him. Hold out till they pay you what you feel you're owed, bro. People called that man crazy until that motherfucker sent him that check, bro.
I mean, he has to thank Le'Veon Bell for even giving him the notion to think like that. Is that's one thing about Le'Veon right now for this generation of football players, running backs, because I was listening, I think Nick Wright and other sports analysts, and he was saying Ezekiel Elliott set the tone for other running backs. Like, no, Le'Veon Bell set out for a whole season.
Right.
Ezekiel Elliott set out for a couple weeks and it was on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference.
It is.
Difference. So that's one thing about sports analysts in this day and time. Not all of them, but you got the ones who never played the game who feel that. The ones who never played the game are the ones that could say that the person who did it recently is unprecedented. It's like they forget it's not even that far removed, man. This man just started with the Jets this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not gonna do shit, but I mean,
still, like I said, man, when you know what you're worth, bro, don't settle for shit less, bro. I feel you. These analysts, you know what? That's why I have to limit how much I watch of ESPN, bro, because it's getting to be more like politics now. Because it's more about what's the shock value statement of the day, or how can I say something to rile people up instead of staying with factual. As much as I clown, what was his name that came up there from Texas, from the Cowboys? God damn it! Who was talking about when he came on First Take, they talk about they facts and they stats.
You talking about Michael Irving?
Michael Irving. Yeah. I cracked on his ass for doing that whole speech, but
he's right. You need to lay out that coat.
Yeah, man. Because he was, you see how hard he was sweating?
That and how he was right before that Miami-Florida game.
Oh, God. He need to watch who he hanging with, dog.
Nah, he been on, like, my uncle always used to say, and I was younger, didn't understand. They said Mike looked like he had a whole 8-ball. I was like, what? Don't worry about it. That joke just went right over your head, nephew. I get it. I'm not supposed to know.
Got you. Man.